Hi, Big Lap Bible. We are Abby and Tom.
And our Instagram page is at Tom and Abbey.
We've been on the road full time for 9 months now. We were supposed to be overseas all of last year and this year. That's what prompted our Big Lap. We have been going anti-clockwise. Well, we started in Brisbane, but we have only made it as far as Port Douglas. Been up and down the East Coast. This is the third time now, and we're currently in Port Douglas. We've decided to work the high season.
Currently we are in a 95 Troopy, and we are towing a tinny behind it. We decked it out ourselves, done everything ourselves from start to finish, and we did the Troopy in 9 days, I think, to build. So
Brought it an empty shell, yeah.
Yeah. It's fully off-grid. We've got a 120 amp deep cycle battery in it that runs all our power. We've got water tanks in there. We've got a shower on the roof if we need a shower when we're free camp. Got a fixed solar panel on the roof. Yeah, got 240 volt and an inverter inside.
And all we really run is a fridge, charge our phones.
And lights, really.
Yeah, lights.
Yeah.
And if we need to charge our camera and laptop, we can.
Yeah.
But we try and do that wherever there's power. We try and use power elsewhere. But if we need to, we can charge.
We sleep in the back of it too, so.
Yeah, we don't have a rooftop tent. We've done. Tom's a cabinet maker by trade, so he did everything from start to finish. Yeah.
Well, we try to use weekend camps as much as possible and try to stay in the free camps. It's hard. There's not many free camps around really.
Yeah.
It's really hard to find free camps, but we generally just use weekend camps and try to find the cheap ones. We steer clear of caravan parks just because they're so expensive.
Yeah, and jammed in like sardines.
Yeah.
National parks, we don't use national parks, as much as we can, or not as much as we can, but where we have the opportunity.
And we've done some Helpexes. We've done three Helpexes now?
3 Helpexes, yeah.
Which is just work a few hours in return for free accommodation. So all we need is a place to park. So yeah, we work for a couple of hours on their property and then stay there for nothing.
Yeah.
And then we've done some house sitting,
pet sits.
Yeah. Yeah. So when a family goes away and they want their dog looked after, we get to stay in the house for nothing.
Look after the pets,
which is really good too.
Best camping spot we've stayed would have to be on Morton Island, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, Morton Island takes the cake for sure.
We spent 10 days there. It was an awesome time.
Yeah.
It's fully off grid, just camps right on the beach, took all their food over. There's only one shop there and it's just tiny. There's hardly anything there. You wouldn't really call it a supermarket.
Yeah, take everything you need with you.
Water as well. There is water over there, but you have to boil it, and it's just better to take your own.
Yeah.
So we filled up all our tanks and everything. We don't use bottled water. We try to avoid plastic where we can. So we didn't take any bottled water, but we have 2 20-litre tanks in the back and the rear.
Yeah.
Drinking, yeah.
Yeah, if you're thinking about doing any islands, definitely do Morton for sure. We thought about this and we sort of couldn't think of anything because everything's sort of an experience.
Yeah.
Even a bad experience is still an experience. We've never been to a town where we sort of like this, but there's been towns where you think we didn't love,
but it's all part of it.
Yeah.
We both can't wait to head over to WA and do all the coast over there, Kimberley's especially.
Yeah, Kimberley's is on my bucket list.
But even southern WA, we're super excited for that as well.
Yeah, just that whole WA coast pretty much. We're just keen to get west.
Probably when our water pump failed, we were heading to outback Queensland and we got to Warwick and we realised that our water pump had failed after we pulled over to go to the toilet. And luckily we pulled over. We had RACQ. It happened late on a Saturday afternoon. So luckily we had RACQ. We were able to get a tow. And then a guy looked at it on Sunday and we were back on the road Monday morning.
Yeah.
They put us up in accommodation.
We're so lucky. It worked out so well. We're stressing a bit, but yeah, RACQ is definitely worth having. It saved us. Yeah, it saved us a couple of times now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth it. Yeah.
We got 2 things that we sort of thought we probably couldn't live without. For me, I sort of said the awning on the side of the car, just because just to get out of the sun. Like I feel like when you set up, if you don't have an awning, you can't get out of the sun. The Australian sun's so hot. It's, the awning's just like it's a must have.
Yeah.
I reckon. Yeah.
And mine would probably be the cordless vacuum. I use that several times a week, especially when we've been camping on the beach. Dustpan and broom just don't cut it.
Yeah, you don't realise how much sand and dirt you just get through the whole setup and the whole car. And the vacuum's just so quick and easy, and yeah, it's really good.
Well, we'd been saving for overseas for about 18 months, and we have also worked at a nursery in Airlie Beach only for 2 weeks. We are currently in Port Douglas working as well. We didn't really need to stop and work, but we're in no rush, and we thought, well, there's work here and it's really nice in Port Douglas, so we thought we'd just stay for the high season and top up the funds, and then we don't have to work for probably another 12 months.
Yeah, and with just the COVID outbreaks at the moment, it's a good time to sort of stay put, just safe place to stay put for a bit.
Yeah.
And throughout the trip, we'll just pick up work. Wherever we can find work, we'll just pick up work, like odd jobs. We'll do anything really.
Our biggest expense would definitely be fuel, and then per week we spend $500 between us. We withdraw $250 cash each, and then we just put it in a little communal purse and just live off that. Some weeks we use more if we're driving more, and some weeks we don't even come close. But we don't do it tough either.
No.
Like we buy beer, we eat well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do. So normally we can afford to go out for breakfast or lunch like once a week.
Once a week. But then again, we probably would rather cook anyway, because every time we go out, we're not really happy with it anyway.
We don't like it now. Unless we're meeting friends or meeting someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's definitely how big Australia really is. Like when you get out here and you start travelling and driving, so much driving, like you realise how big the country is.
For me, probably how relatively cheap it is. Like I said, we spend $250 each week, which adds up to be about $1,000 per person per month. Yeah. So it's pretty cheap, and it's pretty really possible. Cheap, yeah, it's pretty possible.
Like if you want to do 6 months on the road, really you only need $6 grand.
Yeah.
But obviously you want to have backup funds in case something happens to the car or things blow out, or you want to do something else sort of thing, but you can do it so cheap. Yeah.
Favourite thing about travelling for me would have to be just being outside in nature and just having no concept of time.
Yeah, same really, and just no time frames, and just being able to
wake up and be spontaneous and decide.
Plan your day. If you want to go do something that day, just go do it, sort of thing. Like, yeah. And also meeting lots of like-minded people. We've met lots of other people on the road doing the same thing, and we've made
good friends so far. Yeah. And some of our friends are actually in Port Douglas at the moment, so that's a bonus. Our biggest splurge would be, we used to have a van and then we switched to the Troopy whilst we were on the road, so that would definitely be our biggest splurge since we've been on the trip.
But
it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, we wanted a we realised, we got as high as Airlie, we realised we wanted a four-wheel drive to get off road and just makes things a lot easier. See things you wouldn't be able to see in the van, and yeah, it was definitely worth doing that. I've always wanted a Troopy, so here we are.
Troopy it was, yeah.
And then after the Troopy, then we bought a Tinny, which was another splurge. But,
yeah, true.
But yeah.
We thought about this one, but we couldn't really think of anything because, to be honest, we have everything we need and nothing we don't. We have sent jumpers home back to Victoria.
Doona covers.
And Doona cover we dropped off at Vinnie's. Or Doona in general, and a Doona cover.
We culled. When we went from the van to the Troopy, the van had so much more space and storage. So we culled a lot of stuff that we just never touched. Yeah. And there was things like a blender. Yeah, it was just like extra jumpers and stuff like that.
Just warmer clothes pretty much.
Yeah.
We haven't been affected whilst we've been in Queensland, but we had been in Victoria all of last year. So we suffered the 2 longest lockdowns that they've had. And then it got to October and we decided we just had enough. So we flew to Darwin and quarantined at our own expense. And then we got the car shipped to Brisbane. And after we completed our 14-day mandatory quarantine at Howard Springs, we flew from Darwin to Brisbane and then had started our trip in Brisbane.
So we missed all the New South Wales coast, which we were really keen for, but
COVID just
we had
wouldn't
to go,
allow
it was
us.
out,
Yeah. And we still haven't been able to do it. We tried to go to New South Wales in January, but COVID hit, and then
it caught bad weather.
rain. Yeah, it was really wet, so we came back up to Queensland.
Yeah. So I was so keen to get west because we've been in Queensland for so long.
Well, by the time we get to Western Australia, we'll be in Queensland for over 12 months.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. We've had a lot of time in Queensland. It's been a safe place to be over COVID, so
Yeah.
can't complain. Pack less stuff for sure. You just don't need all the stuff that you think you need. Clothes, you end up re-wearing most of the clothes.
And you can always go to the same venues. There's a venues in every single town if you really need more
Something
shirts or
else,
shorts.
exactly,
Like,
yeah.
If you got a pair of shorts for like $2 there.
Exactly.
You can always buy something you need on the road. Like it's better just to take less, like less weight, just cutting less gear, and it's just I reckon just do it. So while you're young, if you're thinking about doing it,
Just do it, yeah.
Like you will never regret this. Like, yeah.
We've met many older grey nomads who are in big vans, and they've been talking to us saying, "I wish I did what you were doing when you were younger."
Yeah, they look at the Troopy, look at the setup, and so small, really, if you think about it. And just like you go anywhere in that, and they just think like we wish we had done this when we were young. So they got massive vans now.
Because they can't, like when you're older, you can't cram into smaller spaces. You need to be comfortable. So that means more money, and
there's a lot of walking and hiking to be done to find the good spots.
And you can't do that as you get older. Yeah.
Don't plan is another one. Like we tried to plan. I reckon the first 6 months we tried to plan.
Just didn't work. Everything failed.
Yeah, especially this day, like the times we're living now. Like we obviously can't plan because lockdowns. But still, like I think I had a big map of Australia, and I tried to like start drawing out our route that we're going to take, and it's just no, just don't do it. Just go with the flow. Just have a direction, and just go for it.
No time.
Because you'll run into people at a town, they'll say this is a must see, and you're going to go the other direction, but now you're going to go down there. Like it's just don't plan anything. There's work everywhere too. Like don't stress about work, and don't stress about you don't have to have too much money to do it. Like every town you go, that you'll find work.
If you're a tradie.
Yeah, and if you're a tradie, take your tools. Because that's one thing that I couldn't fit many tools and my tools in. But now since buying the tinny, I've got another toolbox in the tinny. So when I go home, I'm going to try to grab more tools. Because if you take your tools with you, you'll just find odd jobs here and there everywhere. And I think that's sort of all our tips, isn't it?
And that's pretty much it from us. So thanks for listening. If you got this far, I hope we weren't too boring. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about our build. It's on our page.
We got both builds, the van and the Troopy build, on our page, and step by step sort of. And
Tom's a cabinet maker by trade, so he knows his stuff. And if you need any tips or have any questions, just feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.